Really quickly, before we get this draft underway, remember how I said I was going to look at how old the oldest players of the draft were? Let's do that really quickly. The oldest player is that 26-year-old quarterback, Jamie Owens. First to second round projected. He is literally Brandon Whedon. Literally Brandon Whedon. That's amazing. But, all right, let's get down to business. So we always say there are Huns to defeat. It is the 2027 drafts, in which we have picks 5, 7, 20, and 28 in this first round. Before anything else, though, we know there are some moves that need to be made. Certain players need to go. Eli Wheeler obviously goes nowhere. Keaton Mitchell, at the moment, goes nowhere, although I'm certainly intrigued by that running back. Calvin Ridley, time for you to go, buddy. 1 year left on your deal. Now's the time. If anybody will even take him. Nobody will. How much would I have to add to move Calvin Ridley? Of course, a 4th rounder would bring in Joe Mixon. All right, if we end up moving Calvin Ridley, it'll be later, like preseason. But he has negative value at the moment. Ethan Johnson. Can I move Lloyd Cushenberry? I can. Chase Brown in a 6th. Oscar Henley in a 7th. Don Peters at corner. Tyler Haywood a 5th and a 7th. Felder or Snell. We'll take that deal with the Lions. This running back I'll probably just ditch. But we get a 5th and a 7th round pick. And we'll deal out Lloyd Cushenberry, who we're not going to use. So, see you later, Lloyd. Have fun in Detroit. Have fun, have fun. Evan Neal, we were also talking about moving you. Angelo Christmas would fetch us a 6th and a 7th. We also get Deshaun Bush for a 6th and a 7th. Or Robert Spillane for a 6th and a 7th. I mean, we might as well just take the better player in Deshaun Bush. You know, see if we can flip him. So, Evan Neal on his way to Atlanta. Can I flip? I don't even know. What's that player? I just totally forgot what position that player was at. Okay, he wasn't running back. Sean Bush. Can't flip you for anything. All right, those guys are just going to get practice squatted. It was more about the draft picks. Oh, avert your eyes, Titans fans. This one's going to hurt. But he doesn't want to stay. Last we knew. Yeah, he doesn't. He's going to be way too expensive to keep. We have already signed his replacement in the form of George Karlaftis, who will be alongside Toby White as we continue to try and train him up. What offers are out there for Jeff Simmons? Ron Johnson at corner, that wouldn't be bad. We did still need a 3rd choice corner. That wouldn't be bad. Also a 2nd and a 5th. That's a pretty good deal. Whew! Talk about a 3rd choice corner. Martin Emerson Jr. Damn. Tavian Wicks. No. Mike Central. 3rd, 4th. Ooh. Superstar Dev at 26. But that means it probably only hit Emerson's level. X Factor 24-year-old corner Oscar Crowder, a 2nd, a 6th, and 2 7ths from the Falcons. That is currently winning. That is absolutely winning. Ed Harrison. Alfonso Mack. 23-year-old, 83 overall X-Factor linebacker. Oh, not that we have the opening at linebacker, but when you can get a player like that, you fucking find an opening. Wow. Whitaker, superstar dev. I mean, we'd rather go after the other guy who's already an X Factor. Kool-Aid is, of course, outstanding, but I'd rather go after the guy that's already an X Factor. Oscar Crowder. What does your player card look like here? 6'5" corner out of Rice. He has selfless and return man. Not the best abilities in the world. Wants to be close to home. The no income tax state will help us. And he cares about money. Just went X Factor recently. Can't play much of zone. Is definitely more of a man coverage option. Okay. And our other friend on the Kakalaki Panthers, Mr. Alfonso Mack, has reinforcement, adrenaline rush, and persistent. He won't stay long-term because he's not going to stay long-term with Carolina either. The choice was made for us. I don't want to trade Jeff Simmons, but he doesn't exactly want to stay. We'd have to overspend big time to keep him. We brought in George Karlaftis to replace him. Simmons, you, my friend, are going to be on your way to Atlanta. Like, Kool-Aid's not a bad player at all, obviously. I mean, he was just the defensive back of the year for a third and a fifth. But the fact that we could train up Oscar Crowder is an enticing option. I will see what McKinstry's abilities, warm weather state, historic coach, win percentage of big market. Those last 2 points are going to kill us. Those last 2 points are going to kill us in terms of renegotiation if he's not already on a contract and he's on an expiring deal. Those last 2 points will kill us. We'll be right in the same spot of having to overspend in a big-time way, which we could, but then down the road, that will eventually affect our well-rounded team build. Oscar Crowder, a second, a sixth, and 2 sevenths. What does this guy look like? One more look. Again, the tags are in our favor. 2 out of 3. What was the contract, though? Got 1 year left after this. Jeff Simmons is on his way to Atlanta for the young corner, Oscar Crowder, and draft picks. That deal is done. Simmons is out, and our new third choice corner, Oscar Crowder, to go alongside Turner and McCreary. That is a done deal. Hate to see you go, Jeff. Hate to see you go. But it was time. It was the right time. So let me upgrade here. Or update what we have going on with the team. And I think we're good. I'm just updating the depth chart I have in front of me. Is there anybody else? I'm very much considering L'Jarius Sneed. Josh Uche is on the last year of his deal. Now's a good time to move on from him, too. Now's a good time. He just didn't take off. Other people showed up. 6th and a 7th, along with a random running back. A 5th rounder from the Colts. 5th and a 7th from the Lions. Of course, we're not really worried about the player that we're getting back. Or, okay, Robert Spillane, that contract is way too much. We'll take a 5th and a 7th from Detroit, along with this random dude, Manny Derby. Josh Uche. Send him off to the Lions as well. There we go. The team is starting to take shape, that is for sure. Corner, McCreary, Turner, Crowder. Good lord. Oh, it's a thing of beauty right there. Absolutely beautiful. Tommy Jones lost his star dev. We're going to be cutting that guy. L'Jarius Sneed, I've waited a long time, buddy. We could technically use you at safety. Or even put you back at corner. Scheme fit, close to home, historic titles. Now's a good time to move on from him. L'Jarius Sneed. Vallejo could be the right tackle we're looking for. On with a 4th and a 7th. That Buffalo offer is pretty nice. We'll have to consider that. Jerry Jeudy, we have no room for him on this team at all. Martin Emerson, we have no room on this team for you at all, unless we were to move Crowder to safety, because he is huge. So Emerson could be that corner instead. Jamison Williams, no room for you. Jabo, no room for you. There is a second, but Tim Coleman sucks. The picks aren't even that good. Gillies, what's up? Nate Gentry, another tackle to look at. Crowder was bad at zone, but I'd be willing to trade him up. Ed Harrison. Alfonso Mack is back, but again, we know he won't stay with us. Matt Kelly at linebacker. I was upset when we didn't get that guy. We'll have to take a look. Left outside linebacker Kelly. Avon Morig. Bad. Younger player would probably be better though. Kevin Dotson at right guard. You know what? I think we'll have to at least take a look. Even at Kevin Dotson at right guard. I have to take a look. Mike Roberts at wide out. We don't need him. And then Jackson Smith and Jigba, great player, but we don't need him. So Vallejo at right tackle. Emerson at corner. And the Eagles had Nate Gentry at right tackle. Let's go look at Buffalo first. Matias Vallejo. First and foremost, contract situation. 1 year left. 2 out of 3 motivations we could make work. Historic coach record wouldn't help us. And again, it shows what the current fit is with his team at that moment. Attribute-wise, would you be able to play tackle? Yeah. That could be a trade that works. Go to Arizona. Look at Emerson at corner. Let's see. 3 years left. To be honest, I think all 3 motivations would line up for us. The 3 years left after this. No reason that wouldn't work. Gentry at right tackle on the Eagles. 1 year left after this. The motivations might not line up, though. Achilles, what's up? Thank you for the 29 on the primer. Good deal for both teams, in theory. In theory.
Jacket, and of course, he's been asked to leave the ball game for ruining a good piece of pizza.
Jackets get out from the cap hit they didn't want anymore. Abs are a great landing spot for a rehab project. I think we got to rule out Gentry. Super Bowl chase might work out in our favor, but big market won't. So that player's not going to work for us. Not going to work for me, brother. Matt Kelly. Not that we necessarily need a linebacker, but it could work out. Enter a position, highest offer. All those motivations will work out. He's got 1 year left, so that is a deal that would also work. Our quarterback is Star Dev, but he did go up 10 points. So, all right. I think we can do better because Emerson's an option. And then Dotson, I think we can also do better. All right, so it's down to 3. To move L'Jarius Sneed, it is either Matias Vallejo, who is Star Dev with 2 fourths attached. Martin Emerson Jr., who is Star Dev with a 6th round pick attached to him. Or the linebacker Matt Kelly, who is Superstar Dev with a 3rd and a 5th. Theoretically, someone like Kelly could move the safety. Emerson makes a lot of sense because we can just outright move one of the big four corners over to safety to play there. And then Vallejo would fill the O-line position of need that we have. But in theory, I think import draft class is broken at the moment, Brian. If I'm not mistaken, that was the word. I haven't tried, but given what you're saying, I presume that was the truth and that it's still broken. I know. Man, Matt Kelly. Let me look at Matt Kelly's stats one more time. The O-line in the draft was decent. Yeah, the O-line in the draft was decent. Most players were first to second round projected, if not outright talent. There was only one tackle, though, who was first round projected and actually a first round talent. Swag, we're already past the free agent period. Free agency comes before the draft. Let me check out Matt Kelly here. Or look at your ratings. I mean, decent speed. Can't play zone at all. Shit. Okay, so he's an edge rusher. He's a finesse speed rushing linebacker. Okay. Already having the issue of not having enough spots for people at linebacker, so I don't think that's going to work. Even though I'd love to get a superstar dev player. Shit. Hold on. Hold on, because we got to make sure we make the right move for us here. Eric Aldridge, there's no way you're going to be able to play secondary. There's no way. Yeah, I mean, only 84 speed, 49 zone. In the middle linebacker, Zach Tyson. He moved to safety. 69 zone coverage, 87 speed. He'd be a project in that position. But in theory, he could play it. 77 jumping isn't great, though. And then Owusu Koromoa. I can't imagine moving him from middle linebacker to safety. So we already have too much of a logjam at linebacker. Kelly's not going to happen. So it is either... Well, the problem is Crowder would be the one that gets moved to safety, more than likely, if we were to take Emerson. Which is now who that's down to. It's either Emerson from Arizona or Vallejo from Buffalo. What were the secondary options like in this draft? There were a lot of options in the secondary in this draft. A few more reliable options than the O-line. I think we're going to make the deal with Buffalo. We're going to round out the offensive line. Matias Vallejo is coming over from Buffalo along with a 4th and a 7th in exchange for L'Jarius Sneed. It's been a long time building up this trade, but it's a done deal. Sneed's on his way to Buffalo. We want to cash out on him now at 30 years old. His value will never be higher than it is right now. Okay. And again, we're still set up with a hell of a lot of draft picks. Hell of a lot of picks. But just quickly looking through the team, that is about the best we can do. O-line's going to be pretty damn good, man. What are the odds Sneed burns us in a playoff game? Incredibly high. Incredibly high. Rest assured. All right. There was an argument to move out Eric Aldridge. We can do it without a cap hit. Build up Zach Tyson instead, who's younger. Mark Smith lost his abilities, so it would be Stan Wheatley. Maybe we leave him then, actually. Okay. All right. So, big moves done. Jeff Simmons gone. L'Jarius Sneed gone. Had to be done, though. We're not going to be able to trade up. Well, again, we do have the 5th overall pick. The Seahawks at 1 select quarterback Gary Chamberlain. According to that, he's amazing. Our scouts didn't quite agree.
I'm just trying to
Gary Chamberlain's off the board. Shout out to Espana. Espana. Depending on what you want to put the emphasis on. Thank you very much for the follow, and welcome in. How the heck are you? Washington at 2. Take defensive end Cole Lamb. All right, he was top 5 projected, but our scout said first to second round talent, so I'm not too upset about that. Patriots at 3. Take the running back. Damn it. I was hoping he'd be there. Top 5 talent running back. Thomas Stevenson goes 3rd to the Patriots. That probably means we're trading down from 5, by the way. At 4, the Carolina Panthers take wideout Javier Easley. That does probably mean we're trading down from 5. Shits and giggles, though. Because I don't think there was anybody that was now confirmed top 5 talent. There isn't. There are a couple of guys that are projected, like, confirmed first-round talent. But, yeah, there's no reason to take Friedman here. Denzel Yates was an interesting one as a top 5 projected player. If we were to keep this pick, we'd want to take somebody like that. Let me double-check his player cards. 21 years old at Boise State. Can't press. He would be playing zone. That's right. This is the guy we'd be moving over to safety. He's a risk, though. He's a big risk. If some of those A to C ranges are closer to a C, he's terrible. Yeah, I'm not risking it for that. Way too expensive for a top 5 pick to risk it like that. So we're going to fetch offers for this trade. Fadal, to be honest, no. I mean, best available is what we're looking at right now. The Bills are offering us a first-round pick this year and next, as well as their second-round pick next year. Browns are offering a trade down to number 15. Vikings offering their next 2 firsts, but obviously they've been really good. Rams offering a first, a second, a third. The 12th, did you just want to move down 7 spots for nothing? Screw you, Arizona, Atlanta. Miami's offering 2 firsts. No doubt it's got to be Buffalo. That extra second-round pick sweetens it. We're going to take that deal from Buffalo. Number 5 for 27 overall. Their first rounder next year, a second next year, and then a 5th and a 7th in 2029. Done deal. Done deal.
Ladies and gentlemen,
There was nobody at 5 that was guaranteed for us to want. So let's see. We made the deal with Buffalo for L'Jarius Sneed, and now they take the corner Denzel Yates, and we'll see if that works out for them. If he is actually good, then holy shit, they just rebuilt their secondary in 5 minutes. So, truly the Bill Belichick of the era. Damn right. Jets at 6 take wideout Kerry Burks. Again, we didn't really identify any of the wideouts as absolutely worth it, although apparently he was good. The Titans back on the clock at 7. So if we look at guys that are projected slam dunk first round talents, it's Evan McLeod at corner, Carlos Fort, and Tony Waters. Let's look at Tony here. 23-year-old speed rusher. Are you sure? He's actually not that bad. Block shedding's not great, but the finesse moves are phenomenal. F in injury rating. He's not bad. He's definitely not bad, but not like, oh my god, if I don't take this guy, it's a disaster. Carlos Fort. 21 years old out of Virginia. 6'7", 306 pounds. The bench reps, though, are a little bit lower than I'd prefer. Run block-wise, he's very mid. But he is an absolutely outstanding pass blocker. But the run blocking needs a lot of work. So, not a perfect prospect either. And then what about Evan McLeod? Out of Oregon State, 6'4" corner. We don't run, so that's fair. This guy, I mean, yeah, almost, 4'3". Reps are okay. The jump is solid. Very, very well-rounded. Very well-rounded for Evan McLeod. Damn. The only issue here... Well, actually, that's... You know what? In fairness, that's right. We didn't acquire Emerson. We do need a member of the secondary. I think we have him. 6'4". I think we got him. I think that's our missing piece in the secondary right there. In Evan McLeod. I do agree. I'm intrigued by that offensive lineman. But we did acquire another offensive lineman previously. I think Evan's the pick, and I think now is a good time to take him at 7. Anything to double check about his core attributes? No. He's just very, very well-rounded. Evan McLeod. Welcome to Tennessee. And let's hope that you are as solid as advertised. Let's hope. We already traded down with 1 pick. Let's actually make this selection this time. $13th in true value. We got him at 7. Is at least hidden dev. I'll take it. I'll take it. 92 speed, 86 jumping at 6'4". No one's getting around this guy. No one's getting around him. Is he the best player that was available on the board? Mathematically, no. But he is what we needed, and he was going to be the best player in this draft for that selection. So, and we know how costly it is to trade up. It's very fucking expensive. So, there we go. Evan McLeod at 7. Is Roger Goodell that tall? He's got lifts. Tampa at 8. Take defensive end Andrew Young. We had him on our board. Our scout said he was a 2nd to 3rd round talent. So Raiders at 9. Pat Nichols. So there goes the tackle. Pat Nichols. We'll see if we made the right choice or not. Cardinals at 10. Defensive end Malcolm Knight. Going where he was expected to go. Cincy at 11. Tony Waters. Another defensive end going where he was expected to go. Atlanta at 12. Defensive end Roy Francois, who our scout said was a 3rd to 4th round talent. So, we'll see if our scouts are accurate. Broncos at 13. Left tackle Earl Friedman. Top 5 projected, but was a 1st to 2nd round talent, according to our scouts. Niners at 14. There goes Carlos Fort. Yeah. It would have been too expensive to trade up. I was just hoping he'd fall to us. That would have been a hell of a double. Cleveland at 15. Defensive end PJ Booker. So many defensive ends off the board early. 1st to 2nd round talent. Chicago at 16. Wideout Harvey Adams. Again, we didn't find any wideouts we liked this year, so. Detroit at 17. Corner Sean Thomas. And we didn't even identify Tom. No, we did identify Thomas as someone half decent. 1st to 2nd round projection. 18. The Steelers take left tackle Manny Dyson. Look at his grades there. We did not identify him as a player we're taking. And then the Jags at 19. Left tackle Scott Knight, who our scout said was a 3rd to 4th round level talent. So in terms of who is left that we might want to pick. Lions taking a DB in round 1, say it ain't so, right? In terms of who we might want to take, there is the tight end Felix Brewer, who did look pretty damn solid. Pretty damn solid. Felix Brewer, former Cal Golden Bear. The only other guy... Let's see... that was projected around this time, because we have plenty of people that were first to second round projection, first to second round talent. The only other guy that was pure round one projection was this linebacker McGee, but he's a first to second round talent. So that leaves linebacker Derek Beal. And a couple of free safeties. Let's look at Derek Beal really quickly. Are you so good that I absolutely have to take you with this pick instead of trading down? He is fast and strong amongst outside linebackers. Not the best agility in the world. He does not fit that bill of being so good that we absolutely have to take him right now. Not even close. The free safeties. Greg Minter. 5'9" at 21 years old. Great zone coverage, great man coverage. Ran a 4.6. I'd be worried he would almost be a smidge too slow to play corner. You know? But his zone and his man coverage are great. His tackling's okay. I'd just be a little bit worried about his speed. He is pretty good. And then the other one is Garland. 22 years old, zone out of Oklahoma. Fast, trying, well-rounded combine and pro day numbers. Skill-wise, play recognition sucks. Man coverage is a complete toss-up. Not feeling it. So the only players where I'm like, yes, they would be worth it, is Minter or the tight end Felix Brewer. Fastest tight end, incredibly agile, decent strength, great jumping. Catching traffic's a bit of a toss-up. Medium route running is a bit of a toss-up. He does look good. He does look good. If he's as good as advertised, he and Okonkwo would be one hell of a 1-2 punch. The question is, do we risk by trading down again? But it's pick number 20. That's not that bad. I think we do it. I mean, we did just sign Dawson Knox, which kind of throws a bit of a wrench into the plans. But I do think this guy has a chance to be absolutely outstanding. The other choice, if we don't take him now, would be to wait a smidge. Union, thank you very much for the raid. How the heck are you? How'd the stream go? How'd it go? How'd it go? CFB 25. Totally fair. Totally fair. Would that tight end fall to pick number 27? I don't think he would. I think we take the tight end here. I think we do it. Probably trading those last two picks, but I think we make the selection. Let's take the 22-year-old tight end out of California, Felix Brewer. Say hello to Rogers Monster Face. Brewer is the pick. Brewer and Okonkwo was a 1-2 punch. Very enticing. Pretty good. Best one in a long time. Happy to hear it. Happy to hear it. Would you bring the good news with you? 18th in true value. We get him at 20. Normal dev, though. Might still have a good rating. But never fun to take a normal dev player. He will have a good rating if he was 18th in true value. but never ideal to take a normal dev player with a top 20 pick. We're definitely trading out of those last 2 picks now, though. It is true that he can get better. He'll be low to mid 70 in terms of rating, I presume. That normal dev's always a bit of a killer, though. But it is still a good player to have, but we're definitely trading out of those last couple of picks. Eagles take Roy McGee immediately afterwards. They must be breathing a sigh of relief that I went elsewhere. Let's see, Saints go for Freeman on the defensive end. The Giants at 23. Eric Sheldon at wide receiver. Chargers at 24. Right tackle Brian Battle, who our scout said was the 2nd to 3rd round talent. Rams at 25. Junior Gaithers on the defensive end. Chiefs at 26. Greg Minter at free safety. Well, any chance I just had of saying, you know what, maybe we keep the pick, just totally disappeared. We're trading out of the 1st round with these next 2 picks. Easily. Browns offering a future 1st and a 3rd. Is anybody else offering better than a 1st and a 3rd? Because obviously... Ooh, the Vikings are offering the 32nd pick this year. It makes sense to trade down again. Unless there's a deal that's offering multiple 1sts. Ooh, the Eagles are offering a 2nd. That's not bad. But, you know, I think we make that deal with the Vikings, pick up a 3rd and a 6th for nothing, and then we'll trade down from 32 again. We're going full Belichick here just because I don't want to have to be locked into the allocated money that you have to commit to 1st-round picks. So the Vikings take safety Theo Garland. And we're trading down again. Browns with a 1st and a 3rd. Another 1st and a 3rd from the Vikings. Eagles a 1st and 2 3rds. Dolphins offering pick 31, so we could trade down again. Let's do it. We'll pick up a free 5th and 7th for nothing. There you go, Miami. Enjoy the 28th pick. They take Derek Beal, linebacker. Ravens at 29. Darrell Holcomb at defensive tackle. Cowboys at 30. Cameron Freeman at safety. So, yeah, safeties were pretty popular this year. And we're trading down again. Full Belichick, baby. 1st and a 6th. 1st and a 3rd. 1st, 3rd, 5th, and a 7th. Thank you very much to Green Bay for the future 1, 3, 5, and 7.
Ladies and gentlemen, the current
enjoy it, Green Bay. I like how they need to give up a 5th and a 7th, but if that was us, it's our next 7 1st-rounders. It is because of the difficulty I put on for trading, but I agree, it is funny. Childers, cornerback, and then one more trade down. So, 1st, 4, 1, 4, 6, and 7, huh? We'll take that from Minnesota. There we go.
next pick has been traded.
There you go. And a Minnesota final pick. It is true we could have gone from Seattle, but it's fine. They take Danny Fowler. We have so many goddamn picks. We don't need to think about the intricacies of like, oh, but this team is bad. Like, we have too many picks as it is. So no trading up, obviously, from here. Lance Booker is gone. As is Jamie Owens at quarterback, to Sean Hunt at defensive tackle, and Elton Love at free safety. So it is Operation Find the Best Players We Possibly Can from here. Those players include tight end Ron Price, but I don't think we're going to risk it for him right now. Left guard Jamian Davison. There's some risks. Davison, 23-year-old out of Georgia, did have a good rep total. Looks like he has decent agility. Some of those letter grades are scary. If they're towards the lower end, this guy just ends up being kind of mid. Who else do we have that's projected around this time? Right tackle Gallagher, who is first to second round talent, Mike Gallagher. 21 out of Ohio State. Good reps. Not bad. Pass blocking is only a C, but his pass block, finesse, and power is pretty good. Right now, we're looking at this guy. Absolutely looking at that guy. There is a defensive tackle in Dick Little out of NC State. 37 and 34 reps. That's not amazing. Grade-wise, I mean, he does have the block shedding. He's not bad. And tackling. He's not bad. There's a linebacker, Jeff Allen. 23 out of Penn State. Not the fastest, but he is decently strong. Some of those letter grades are rough, man. That's a real boomer bust pick, and I think we have safer bets left. And then there's a couple of safeties still. Clayton Saunders, 21 out of Bama. Combine beast. Good man coverage, decent zone coverage. The only letter grade. None of those letter grades are really that concerning. I know how good the tackle is. But it is worth looking at everybody else. Saunders really isn't that bad. And then there was Hayward as well. And Fisher, for that matter. Kendall Fisher. 22 out of Colorado. Can't play man at all. Decent combine. These other grades are... his wages are pretty rough. He's not the guy. What about Hayward? Out of Florida, a little bit slower compared to other safeties. Has a good jump, though. Great man coverage. He's not bad. He's not bad. But there are a couple of safeties, and we haven't even talked about Alani Murphy yet. There are a couple of safeties still on the board that look decent. This guy included. So I don't think we need to worry about a safety right now because there are decent people still available, unless they just go on a run. So it's defensive tackle Dick Little or Mike Gallagher at tackle. Gotta be honest, I think I'm leaning Gallagher here. I think we're leaning to Mike Gallagher here. 6'8", 330 pounds. Let's go for Mike Gallagher. Mr. Gallagher, welcome in. You'll probably be a backup for this year, but that's okay. I say probably because it depends on how the rest of the team shapes up. Yeah, Big Mike. Fucking Big Mike. 38th in true value. We get him at 37. Apparently, he also played college ball. And RIP to the 70s couch that he murdered for that suit. Hidden dev, baby. 89 strength. 64 agility. We're definitely going to move him from a tackle to a guard. Big Mike. Big Mike. Let's fucking go, huh? Whew. Got good impact and lead blocking, too. Here we go. Mike Gallagher. That was a good pick for us. That was a good pick. Surprisingly, we don't have another second round pick. So I do think we made the right choice. I'm not going to bother trying to trade up because the AI just tries to fleece us. Dude, it's furniture to keep. Jets at 38. Jamian Davison at left guard. I'm going to go through this slowly still because I still have a bunch of people on my board that I'm tracking to see if they get drafted. Colts take defensive end Ricky Davis. Bucks take Jeff Allen as an outside linebacker. Raiders go for Dick Little at defensive tackle. No surprise. Cardinals take a center in Bain. Second to third round projection. Bengals take cornerback Pat Gore, who my scouts didn't like at all. Falcons at 44, Clayton Saunders, so one of the safeties finally goes. We got the Broncos at 45. They take another safety in Derek Hayward. It's a good thing we got that corner early on. Niners take Scott Holt. 3rd to 4th round talent, according to our scouts. Cleveland at 47, David Denmark, the only quarterback I'd even slightly consider from this draft. Chicago at 48, Geraldo at right tackle. 2nd to 3rd round talent. Lions at 49, Marcus Armstead, 2nd to 3rd round projection at middle linebacker. Steelers take Aiden Richardson, quarterback. Jags go for Ron Price, tight end. 1st to 2nd round projection. Obviously, I have a hunch he might be better than the tight end that we took. We'll see. Texans at 52. Dre Clemens at corner. Leafs fan, what's going on? Dre Clemens, 2nd to 3rd round projection. Eagles at 53. Corey Henderson, left guard. 2nd to 3rd round projection. He was a real shot in the dark type of talent. Saints at 54. Tight end Casey Derby. Don't know a damn thing about him. Giants at 55. Tavon Royal at left tackle. 2nd to 3rd round projection. Chargers at 56. Safety Alani Murphy. 1st to 2nd round projection. That looks like a good pick for them. Rams at 57. Max Person. Maximum Person. Our scouts didn't like him. Chiefs at 58. Kendall Fisher at free safety. That's the final free safety on our board. Bills at 59. TJ McMillan at running back. 2nd to 3rd round projection. I'm still mad the Patriots took that top 5 talent running back at 3. Packers at 60. Nick Ramirez. And a linebacker. 2nd to 3rd round projection. Ravens. Bobby Ballard at corner. 2nd to 3rd round projection. Cowboys at 62. George Hood at defensive tackle. Scouts didn't like him. Dolphins at 63. Bernie Agnew at corner. Our scouts didn't like him. And then at 64, Minnesota. We'll see who they end up taking. As we have the 5th pick of this round. They take Jamie Woods at corner, who our scouts didn't like. All right, so now, into our next pick. You got Keenan Booth at running back off the board. 2nd to 3rd round projection. J.C. Younger, our scouts didn't like. Jonathan Barrett was 2nd to 3rd round. And Brown at linebacker was 2nd to 3rd round. Okay. So who is left that we'd consider taking here? There is one guy immediately, a steal of a left guard named Miles Long. Amazing. Day 3 projection, but a 1st to 2nd round talent. Now is the time to take him. There is nobody else in the running. Even close. This is the guy. It's not even a conversation. He is the guy. Nobody else can even threaten him based off of projections or talent levels left. So, welcome in, Miles, and that is another offensive lineman to train up here. Would be kilometers long if he was Canadian. It's true. It's true, it's true. Got to Crash and TK making the same joke. 31st in true value. We get him at pick number 69. Nice. Normal dev, though. It's a bummer. Come on, man. 1st to 2nd round talent, but normal dev. So he'll have a decent starting overall. It'll be 70, 71, 72 tops. He's fine. He's a good filler pick, but his ceiling is not very high. Yeah, you wouldn't even say his ceiling is a mile up. We'll see what happens with them. It was still the best pick to make there, though. We have pick number 92 in this round. And let's see who's left on our board here. for 3rd to 4th round projections. So running backs, Dunlop and Gilchrist are both gone. Weber at left guard is gone. Murphy at center is still there. Sheehan's gone, but Shields is still there. Defensive tackle. Nobody we liked is still there. Shit. Linebackers, White and Avant. White's gone, but Avant is there. Clement's gone at middle linebacker. Sherwood's gone off the right. Oh, boy. Okay. Well, in terms of guys that are projected to go around this time, we have a center by the name of Mason Murphy. Well, we got to look at his numbers here. 22 years old on the Mississippi State. Reps are a little bit low, but he does have good agility, good change of direction. A little bit of a shot in the dark. Obviously a bit worried about the injury, but those A to C ranges, they need to be towards the higher end, or not looking that great. And there was Shields at right guard. 21 out of Colorado. 36 and 34 reps. Good agility as well. And he is pretty similar. The ranges will really kind of dictate whether or not he's that good. And the final guy is a linebacker. Avant. Andrew Avant. 22 out of Clemson. Not the fastest. He's relatively strong. And, yeah, he's also, pretty high up there in terms of the ranges. I think we can go for the O-line help. I think we can. I like the looks of Shields, too. Yeah, Steven Shields is our guy here. No shame in adding more offensive line help with this team. Not at all. Mr. Shields, how good are you? How good are you? 72nd in true value. We get him at 92. Hidden Dev. Okay, so he was Hidden Dev. Go figure. 89 strength, 73 agility. This guy could be moved to tackle. He could definitely be moved to tackle to take advantage of that extra mobility. Sweet. We've gotten 2 offensive linemen here. And then the third one who might be okay. There you go, Steven Shields. Those are some big shoes. I mean, the guy's a monster, isn't he? Look at him. Look at him. 6'4", 330. Let's go. Good pick. Good pick. When is our next pick? The 5th pick of round number 4, in which we are on the board quite a few times in this round. So let's see. Out of the day 3 to 4s, we had Murphy at center. He is now gone. And then Avant is still there. We got plenty of day 3 guys we could take a shot at. Let's go for Andrew Avant here and hope that it's a player that actually fell to us. All we can do right now is just take shots for players and see where we end up. Andrew Avant. Well, that dart throw did not work out well. 293 in true value. We get him at 101. Say hello to the practice squad, buddy. Woo. Yep, normal dev. Oof. That was the first decent miss. Of course, we said those ranges needed to be on the higher end or he was going to be trash. They were not on the higher end, and, well, that's the beauty of a 4th round pick. You can just take your shot and hope for the best. All right, so day 3 projected players. Let's see who's still here. Is there a running back named Smith? Yes, there is. I want to take a look at Clyde Smith. 21 years old out of Stanford as a power back. Is strong. Does have decent speed and agility. Good vision, good carrying. Spin move's not great. Needs a couple of ranges to be on the side, but he does have good stiff arm and trucking already. So, solid. Not like, oh my god, draft him right now. But he's solid. A tight end in the name of Leonard, who is gone. So don't worry, I won't have to take another tight end to try and avenge myself. Centers. Stevenson is gone, but Peterson and Chandler are both still here. Let's take a look at Jay Peterson, 21 out of Stanford. Decent strength and mobility amongst centers. If the ranges are on his side, lead, pass, and pass block finesse. If those are on his side, he looks good. He looks good. I'd say he's ahead of Smith at the moment. What about Chandler? We're going to look at everybody I still have on my board here to kind of figure out who we want to target first. Combine looks good for Chandler. If some of the ranges are on his side, not bad. But the run block is a bit scary already. Worth a dart throw, but lower than the other two guys we've looked at so far. A defensive tackle by the name of Newton is still here. Chris Newton out of Buffalo. 23. Oh, those reps are low. Those reps are pretty damn low for a defensive tackle. Has the power moves, the awareness. But he has power moves, but we know his strength isn't that great. He's out. He's just outright out. He's not good. We have Falk. Left outside linebacker. Pass coverage option out of Duke. Not particularly fast, not particularly strong. Has good man and zone coverage. Needs a lot of ranges to go his way. Not bad. Obviously not top priority right now. Well, yeah, I mean, he's not a proper edge rusher. He'd be a middle linebacker or a different position that relies on coverage a bit more. There's also Hewitt as a projected UDFA, 22 out of Lafayette. Good agility. Not the fastest, not the strongest, though. Grade-wise, great zone coverage. Again, he's not an edge rusher at all. He's about the same. Needs some of the grades to go his way. He is definitely more of a coverage player. He's not bad. Middle linebacker by the name of Tramer. Entry UDFA, Carl Tramer. Out of USC. Decent speed. Not the best strength, though. In terms of the ranges, he can't tackle worth a shit. Man and zone coverage might not be that bad. The block shedding's not great. The finesse and power moves. I mean, he's like bare minimum, maybe, if he's there in the 7th round. Crap load of right side linebackers. Elam up first, 22, also out of USC. Not the fastest, not the strongest. Again, has good man coverage, potentially good zone coverage. I'd say he's in that same category where maybe he could be a coverage option. He is like bare minimum worthy of a late round dart. Pierman. Tyrone Pierman. 21 out of Clemson. Decent agility, but not the fastest, not the strongest. Again, he's a coverage option. Needs some of the letter grades to go his way. Again, bare minimum worthy of a shot in the dark here. What about Hess? Nolan Hess. Out of Villanova. Has the speed, decent agility, doesn't have the strength. And bare minimum kind of eligibility here. Might be slightly more interesting than some of the other guys, but not by much. We got 4 players left to look at. Max Wilbur out of Washington. Combine and Pro Day numbers are not great. He's another guy that just might be able to play coverage. He's at about like a 1 out of 5 in terms of being worthy of a dart. We also have potential UDFA Brandon Branch out of Lehigh. Good mobility, good strength, especially for a projected UDFA. Honestly, he's not that bad. He's not that bad. Well, Wilbur, that is true that Wilbur had the extra tackling. I do think I like Branch more than any other right outside linebacker we've looked at so far, though. And then the last one is Nick Allison. 21 out of San Antonio. Not fast, not strong. Apparently has elite acceleration. I don't see that based off the combine numbers. Same story as all these other coverage options, you know? Same story. And when there's that many guys that look similar, you can't help but think they're probably all shit. And then for corners, day 3, Lane, who is gone. So somebody else has already gotten that guy. Okay, well, no doubt about it who the pick is here. It's Peterson. That center looked awesome. We're taking Jay Peterson with this pick. Might not have the best dev pattern, but the overall should be solid. Ham! Ham! Ah! We fucking did it again.